So, from what you told us about the problem, what we saw in the exam, we felt that you had a structural problem. So we did 2 diagnostic tests. We took some x-rays of your feet, and then we gave you a taping. So, how did your symptoms respond to the taping?
They were good. It felt great.
Great. So what we saw in the x-rays, which showed that the bones of your feet shifted into such a position that could cause these kind of problems because of tight, soft tissue. And what you told us about the problem, we feel that this is a structural problem. The way the bones of your feet are positioned from bone to bone, that's your structure or your posture. And function follows structure. So in order for the movement of the bones and joints of the legs and feet to absorb the shock of walking, the bones have to have such a positioning or relationship to one another where your body weight is going through the bones. The bones are hard tissue, they can handle your weight. However, all of our bones are held together by soft tissue structures. So if your alignment isn't quite as good, the weight is going to shift from the hard tissue to the soft tissue. It's the soft tissues that are going to fail. If the soft tissues fail, you'll get strains, sprains, or even rupture to the body of the soft tissue. Or the tight soft tissue will pull on its bony attachment, causing pain and inflammation where it pulls on the bone. Or in the case of the feet, since all the soft tissue structures on the bottom of the foot attach to the heel, run through the arch, and they attach to all the toes, when that structure gets tight, it doesn't allow the movement of the bones and joints to occur, so in essence, your shock's a shock. It doesn't allow the bones to shift upon one another to absorb the shock, so your shock's a shock. So essentially, that causes pain and deformity. So to make a long story short, when you're sitting here with your feet suspended in the air, and they're just hanging here. You're not holding them in any position. They're just floating in air. You don't have the ground reactive forces of the floor pushing them in any different position. They stop right here every time, no matter where I put them, no matter what I do with them. They go to the same place every time. So you see the position of your ankles as an equal curvature on both sides of your ankle, and we use that as a reference point for what position the bones should be in, where your body weight's going through the bones and all the soft tissues are relaxed. So the reason they stop moving is because all the soft tissue structures around all the bones are pulling equally in every direction, so they don't move in any direction. So this is the position that when you stand up, if you're in this position, they can move from side to side to absorb the shock and everything is good. However, if you stand up and you're at the end of the range of motion and you walk around like that, hour after hour, day after day, week after week, with these structures stretched and these structures compressed, over time, you'll get pain and deformity. But it takes energy to hold them there. If I take away the energy, they go back to here, where the equal curvature indicates the bones are lined up and the soft tissues are relaxed. Conversely, if your foot is in this position and you walk around like that, hour after hour, day after day, week after week, with these structures stretched and these structures compressed, over time, you'll get pain and deformity. But again, it takes energy to hold them there. Take away the energy, they go back to here, and the equal curvature indicates the bones are lined up and the soft tissues are relaxed. So, when you stand up, your bones shift out of this position so the entire bottom of the foot touches the ground. So understanding, that's the position your feet are in when they float. And nobody's feet hurt when they're floating in the air. People's feet hurt when they stand up. So we took x-rays of your feet, not when they're floating, but when you're standing up. So let's have you stand up, and you can see they're in a different position. There's no longer that equal curvature on both sides of your ankle. Now, if we follow your leg down to the middle of your ankle, we see that the heel is over here. Your leg is ending here, so there's a concavity here and it's convex there. Same thing here. The leg is coming down here, the heel is over here, so there's a concavity there and it's convex there. So your ankles are rolled to the inside. By rolling to the inside, you're getting an extra stress on the inside of your ankle and the bottom of your foot. You can see how tight that is underneath the bottom of the foot. So with every step you take, your heel comes up. You need to be able to bend the toes right where they attach to the foot, but in the position your foot is in, the toes don't bend here because of the tightness under here. So you can see they're not bending very well, and some of them are buckling under the pressure. Same thing here. It's not bending here because of the tightness under there. And they're not moving very well, and they're buckling under the pressure. So if we realign or place your heel underneath your leg, that relaxes the soft tissues going to the toe. Now let your foot come back down. That's stable, that's unstable. Can you see the difference? There's an equal curvature here that indicates the bones are lined up and the soft tissues are relaxed, and now you have your heel underneath the leg. So that's stable and that's unstable. If I let go, that's the unstable position. So the same thing here. By shifting the heel back underneath the leg, it relaxes the soft tissues coming to the toes, allow the foot to come back down. That's stable, that's unstable. Can you see the difference? The equal curvature indicates the bones are lined up, soft tissues relaxed, the heel's underneath the leg. You no longer have that bulging. Over here it's nice and flat. That's stable, that's unstable. If I let go, that's the unstable position. So you can have a seat.